President Donald Trump has fired Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and says he plans to nominate Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin to replace her. Trump says Noem will instead serve as a special envoy for what he calls the Shield of the Americas, a new regional security initiative expected to announce this weekend in Florida. If Mullin is formally nominated, he would still need confirmation from the U.S. Senate before taking the job permanently. Kristi Noem is the first cabinet-level departure of President Trump's second term. She had been a central figure in the administration's immigration policy, including efforts to expand deportations and promote voluntary self-deportation. What do you make of the move, and what questions do you have about the administration's immigration strategy going forward? Give us a call, 713-440-8870. You can also text that same line.
Well, the optics on her were awful.
Did you guys watch the hearings this week?
Yes, and her husband
it was just.
Her husband's right behind her, sitting right behind her, and she's asked about her affair with Corey Lewandowski, and she can't say no.
Yeah, she said a lot.
She said a lot. This is insane. This is an attack. This is against women. But she didn't say, no, I'm not having an affair with Corey Lewandowski. She just didn't say that, which, poor guy sitting right behind her. But look, okay, that's between them. What's between us is the money that she wanted to spend on these private jets.
The money she had spent on other things.
$250 million.
There was $220 million for consultation on promoting ads of her work in the it was like, what is going on?
Which smacked of 2028 presidential run.
Yeah.
All this glamorama. And then it's been said, I didn't even think of this. All of those ads she put on TV about self-deportation were in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who are they really for? They were for the Fox crowd that wanted to hear all of that.
Or as they often say, an audience of one.
The audience of MAGA that wanted
to hear that.
But the audience of
one turned on it.
Yeah. Right. And, looking at, just to your point, Frank, when you look at messaging like that, Governor Abbott, whenever he said he was going to crack down on immigration, he put billboards up in Mexico in Spanish saying, hey, this is what will happen. So clearly there were two different messaging. Kristi Noem had one that she wanted to show that where her alignment was versus truly thinking about policy.
And when people were shot in Minneapolis, and I'm not placing blame, I'm just saying she immediately called the victims domestic terrorists. I mean, she didn't take a second to blame the victims.
And I think that's a very interesting point, because when you look at something like that, immediately after that, you would have thought, oh, that's what, did her in. But instead, it's looking like it was the money she was spending versus what was actually happening under her watch based on the policy that she's supposed to be ensuring.
713-440-8870. What are your thoughts on this? Yeah. The thing that I thought was surprising was we have seen rather contentious Senate hearings and congressional hearings in the last few years. That doesn't seem to be anything new now. Those are becoming the norm. But when the party you are a, water bearer for is also lambasting you during the hearings, something's bad. And she was getting it from both sides, and it was not pretty.
Yeah, and she was on stage speaking when she more or less found out right before she went on stage.
I haven't watched the clip. It's all over YouTube, and it says the moment when Kristi Noem finds out she was fired, and I haven't gone and watched it yet.
But then quickly given a brownie for her work, and so we're going to put you on this special committee to go against all these cartels. So she's going to be on this new special thing that Trump has created.
We'll see. I often think they create a new position, move him over there, put him away, quiet him down, send him to a farm upstate.
Wow.
The old expression.
Well, Kristi Noem is out, and then we're looking at, okay, well, then who is Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin?
I know.
There's another old
talk about a hothead.
Moving on, this move is putting a Trump ally in line to lead one of the federal government's largest agencies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you start to think,
hey, you want to take this outside? You want to take this outside?
Well, he didn't even find out until he heard about it, getting a news clip on his phone that he'd been appointed.
Right. And again, the Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, who we are discussing, will still need Senate confirmation. Yep. But it really does raise questions as to how is the administration going to shape, how is this person going to shape immigration and border policy moving forward? Is anything going to be different? What's going to be different?
Before we even get into all that, just the fact that we went almost or a little over a full year without firing a cabinet member. Remember in the first administration, it was all the time. Turnover. So I thought we were seeing some good discipline in that regard, but here we go. Gates are open there. One of our YouTubers wrote in and said hundreds of millions of taxpayer money for her to put on her cowgirl costume for ads that no one needed to see.
Isn't she the one that killed her dogs, shot her dogs?
Yes.
I mean, that right
Poor
there.
Cricket.
No, that right there. And I know there were reasons
shot their
that she
dog?
had, but
Kristi Noem.
if you kill a dog, she killed her dogs, took them out in the field and shot them.
14-month, 18-month-old dog.
I mean, anybody that kills a dog.
I did not know that. But, you have to look ahead. And when we look at, again, Markwayne, he has
that's an
very
interesting
limited
case.
direct Homeland Security experience. So politics aside, let's just look at the role that he's stepping into. Now, he has served on several different Senate committees, but he does not come from a traditional Homeland Security or intelligence leadership background, which I think is going to become the focus during his confirmation hearing. And it's going to be very hard,
we'll see.
to formally get nominated based
I think
on
if
the
Trump
limited.
wants him, Trump gets him.
Yeah, I think he
just
still
haven't
has that
seen anything else.
stronghold. Yeah.
I'd
I
be
think
surprised.
also people are just happy for a change there. And so moving in the right direction, I think they're going to think. There'll probably be some backlash and some push. There always is. But for the most part, he gets the cabinet people he wants. So
Well, and we'll see what happens with this guy. He is a hothead. And he doesn't. I don't think he knows what he's getting into. I don't think Kristi Noem knew what she was getting into.
I'm not sure. I think that looking at President Trump's second term, I think when we look at his strategy, the president knew after his first term, he had some time away, exactly what he wanted to be doing this term, and it's obvious.
Project 25.
What everybody surrounding him, though, this time, the difference is they don't know what they're getting into.